And regarding the light rail stabbing, Democratic Mayor Vi Lyles won her primary last night as she seeks a fifth term. Lyles received more than 70% of the vote. She will now face Libertarian Rob Yates and Republican Terry Donovan in November. However, Lyles did not hold any watch party events or speak to the media after her victory last night. And last night I asked our political analyst, Joel Ford, about that decision.
I think it's a missed opportunity on behalf of the mayor, again, to project confidence in leadership and her ability to lead. And unfortunately, she's had a number of missteps on press releases. And so hopefully she'll be able to rebound. But look, we're a city that's growing. Over 150 people are moving here every day. So Charlotte is on the move, and we need to make sure that we have leadership at City Hall that is able to help lead us. So Washington is looking at Charlotte in a negative way, and I think it's important that our mayor step up to the plate and demonstrate her ability to lead this city.
Well, she is talking now, and tonight only here on WBTV, our Dedrick Russell sat down with the mayor for the first time since that light rail attack. He joins us here to talk more about it. Let's just start right there. How is she responding to this criticism about her silence?
Well, Jamie, I asked her that question. She says that she's embracing this criticism. In fact, that she says that this criticism is sounding the alarm for her to pay better attention to what's going on in the city. Now, today, I went up to the 15th floor of the Government Center and had a conversation with the mayor for about 20 minutes. One of the first things I did ask her was about her silence last night and her not speaking publicly about the stabbing death that happened on the light rail last month. She says if she could do it all over again, she would do things differently. She now sees the value of addressing the community much earlier. Here's what she had to say.
I admit that. And you know, the good thing about it is being able to be in a city where you can say, I made a mistake. And people say, that's okay. That's all I asked for.
Yeah, the mayor says that the community can now expect more communication and transparency coming from the city government from this day forward.
She's also been talking about security changes that are coming. Those sometimes aren't cheap. Do we have the money to do this? Well,
that's another great question. Yeah. And in fact, she says that the city has tripled the safety on those light rails from going from $6 million to about $18 million. She is talking about more security present on the light rail. I'm talking about nearly 30 additional security personnel and increased presence of CMPD. The mayor says so far the city does have the money to do that. And she says in the future, she is not worried about if the city needs more money.
It's not about money. It's about livelihood. It's about opportunity. So we will find money. We may have to, pay Peter to have Paul or whatever, but we must set a priority for what's important, and that's what we're going to have to do.
Yeah, she has resolve in her voice, speaking to her, and she says it's a new day when it comes to handling what's important for the residents. And she says that the taxpayers can expect a new way of how the city does business.
I'm curious what she's saying about the criticism. There's investigations going on, federal, statewide as well, led by Republicans. The Republican leadership held a news conference today, very critical of her, talking about soft on crime policies, even going as far as saying they've got blood on their hands. Did she talk about that?
She did talk about that, and she did disagree with that statement that blood is on her hands. But she did say that she's embracing the criticism coming from the federal government. In fact, she says that she believes that if all governments come together and work together, she thinks that that will be better for the people. Here's what she had to say about that.
I think that this city has actually understood what goes on in Washington, D.C., and we want to cooperate with those folks. If they're giving us a reason for change in what we're doing, we need to pay attention to it. This is not about, somebody in the White House now. This is about what's on the ground for Charlotte.
Yeah, and she hopefully that with that scrutiny that things will be better for Charlotte. In fact, I asked her about how she is handling all of this. And in fact, she says that she meets and she has conversations with other mayors who lead blue cities, and they are talking together about how they navigate and how they respond to this new administration. And so she says that those conversations are helping her navigate, because at the end of the day, she wants Charlotte to be a safe place and people to come here.
That's what we all want, right?
Exactly.
As a result of all of this. Dedrick, appreciate the conversation. Thanks for stopping by. Still much more on this story that we're following. You can stay with WBTV for continuing coverage. We'll bring you updates as we learn them, both on air and online at WBTV.com. You can also find all of our previous stories, including the video release of the attack. It is on our website right now. Kim.